How's it going, everyone? Matt Leighton, and welcome back to another episode of the Arlington Insider, episode 8. I'm here at Casual Adventure, joined by two awesome casual adventurers, Eric and Dave. Thanks for joining me, guys. In 20 seconds or less, why don't you both introduce yourselves and tell the good people a little bit about who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing this for.
My name is Dave Haggerty. I'm the Vice President of Casual Adventure. I've been doing this over 30 years, outfitting people.
Very nice. Can you top that?
I'll try to top Dave.
Okay.
It's always tough to top Dave. It's Mr. Fashion here in the outdoors. Eric Stern, fourth generation here at Casual Adventure. I've been working here full time 20 years. Dave actually came on board when I was about 10 years old. So he's been providing good guidance all along these times. Good long-standing family biz, and good to have good folks like Dave along the ride.
Definitely. So 30 years, 20 years, fourth generation. For those of you that don't know Casual Adventure, if you've lived in Arlington for more than one day, hopefully you've heard of Casual Adventure. But for those people that don't know Casual Adventure, how long have you been in business for, and have you always been Casual Adventure?
Sure. So we actually date back to 1940. From 40 to 54, it was a grocery store called Wagner's with my great-grandfather and great-uncle. In 54, I believe the first Giant moved into Arlington. So they got out of the grocery biz. My grandfather had gotten back from the U.S. Air Corps, serving in World War II. He helped redevelop the plan into Army-Navy surplus, which was kind of the camping goods of its day. So it was Alice packs and BDUs and ammo cans and aviator sunglasses, all kinds of goodies along the way. In '87, we changed the name to Casual Adventure. Dave helped come up with the motto. We can outfit
The Jew from Great Falls to Nepal.
Great Falls to Nepal.
We can outfit you from Great Falls to Nepal.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you predate the Giant across the street. That's pretty incredible. The original store.
The Giant across the street was not the original Giant. I think the original Giant was the one over on Lee Highway.
Okay, gotcha. What would you say your mission is? Just diving straight into the deep questions. As a family-owned and operated business for so long, there's got to be a reason you've stayed in business for so long. So my question is, what would you say your mission is as a company?
I would say our mission statement is to make sure the customer has an amazing experience, make sure they get the best service, and make sure we sell the best products so they have the best adventure when they go on their trips.
Yeah, that's great. I think the service part is lost in today's age. People are just price diving for the lowest price possible, and then they're all of a sudden disappointed when someone doesn't pick up the phone or a return doesn't happen. So clearly at this store, we're placing a lot of value on the customer service aspect. I don't say that to say that their prices are high, because I'm sure you have very competitive prices as well.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we try to have a good mix of great product and great pricing. In this day and age, you can never always be the lowest price, but we definitely have events, one coming up soon, Scout Appreciation Day, where we do 20% off everything in the store for all of our Scout families. We've expanded that into our baseball and softball families, so again, we have another big sale coming up for them. We do a Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So there's definitely certain times a year where we'll be extra aggressive on pricing. But Dave, I think, sort of captures our other motto really well, where we try to be like Cheers without the beer, where we really think of ourselves as bartenders, and we're certainly embedded in the community where when somebody comes in, we know them by name, they know us by name, we know their preferences, or if they're new to the neighborhood, we're at least able to introduce them to our community. Suggest hikes and travel plans and such, and of course the gear to go along with it. So we really try to pride ourselves on that customer service element, and again, where we can be aggressive on price, we certainly compete, and some of those other areas, we hope that our personalities and work ethic and gusto go that extra mile.
Yeah,
Definitely.
We always, really appreciate our customers coming in. We've had customers coming here for over 30 years. They're our friends, not just our customers. And we want to make sure they have a really good experience and they get good service and, like I said, good product.
Yeah.
It's just really important today, especially with the internet today. They're our friends.
Definitely, yeah. More than just a transaction. The guy buying shoes before we were on, it sounded like you all knew that gentleman as well. And you mentioned the Scouts, and the armed forces as well. So it sounds like you're out and about in the community. Can you quickly recap some of those other things that you're doing in the community? Maybe Babe Ruth.
Yeah, so we try to sponsor as many local outdoor activities as we can. So several of the elements that are coming up right now, we have Arlington-related, Arlington Babe Ruth, Arlington girls softball. We do, of course, scouting events. We've sponsored the Pinewood Derby races in the past. We're able, with help from our buying group, Grassroots Outdoor Alliance in Patagonia, donate to places like Potomac Overlook,
the Outdoor Lab,
Arlingtonians for a Clean Environment, Parks and Rec in the area here. We've got the police softball tournament coming up. Yeah. We sponsored that as well.
We sponsored the 9/11 run in the Pentagon.
Right.
Very proud of that.
So any sort of outdoor activity, it sounds like you're trying to reach out and get your brand on there, whether it's sports, recreation, charity events, things of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And especially when it comes to the kids in the area, that's the future of Arlington. So every school that comes through, I think we've done a donation for, from preschool to elementary to middle school to George Mason right across the street. So
we just bought a bunch of Girl Scout cookies from the Girl Scouts.
They're hard to say no to.
Those Thin Mints are amazing.
Yeah, Girl Scouts are some of the best salespeople out there. You just can't say no to them.
We might be future staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We ran a contest online. It was the 100th anniversary of the Girl Scout cookies. So our contest was whoever submitted the most creative video or submission got the opportunity to sell us $100 worth of Girl Scout cookies. So
we're still eating them.
We're still eating them.
We actually picked two troops, so we have $200 worth of cookies, and a lot of the extras will actually go to another organization called the 25th Project, which is a support for the homeless community not too far away. Again, a good customer that started that organization. So it's a nice way to sort of tie everybody in.
And it was real exciting because the girls were really excited. They came in here dressed in their Girl Scout uniforms. And, I mean, I think that's all about being a brick and mortar store. Somebody can come destination and engage, talk to us, and laugh, smile.
Yeah.
I mean,
if someone's
the internet can't do that.
Right. If someone's excited to walk through your front door and learn about your business, engage with you, and really be a part of the casual adventure community, I think you're really winning from that point of view. And you have Boy Scout stuff as well. So Girl Scout, Boy Scout. I used to be a Boy Scout in Arlington, Troop 149. Maybe you're familiar with it. I did all the Cinequippy, did all the trips. I made it up to about, I'll keep this short, to with Tenderfoot. I'm second class. There was one part where you had to, it's a little embarrassing, you had to learn how to swim in order to get to first class. Right. Now guys, I know how to swim to save my life, but I don't know how to swim the 100-meter breaststroke and then do the twirl and then go back and do the 100-meter so that was it for me in the Scouts. But
maybe next interview will be a sport fair up the street, swim and dive shop, another good local family owned. So
I might need a noodle for that one.
For your sport fair.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about your customers walking in the front door. I mean, you've probably seen a lot. You probably know a lot of them. Are these weekend warriors? Are these they're Boy Scouts, they're Girl Scouts, but who are your customers?
I would say we have customers who've been shopping here for years, and now we're getting new customers that have moved into the area and discovering us, and and having a great experience. Rocklands, they go to Rockland sometimes and come down our way, and wow, awesome store.
Yeah,
I've seen some new customers.
I think some people might be a little intimidated and say, I'm just going on a 2-hour drive to the Shenandoah Valley for a hike on one afternoon. Why do I need to, go out, get outfitted? But maybe that's the perfect person that could find a lot of value here.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, our range of customers really is everything from those families that are going out and experiencing the outdoors for the first time to folks like Saeed Tusi, who was the first Iranian American to solo ascent Everest. And then we get, of course, everybody in between. So, our range of product is everything from the very basic to the very specified.
Yeah, I think another value point, we're in Virginia Square, right between Quincy and Kirkwood, is you're saving a trip to Tyson's. You're saving a trip to Georgetown. You don't have to go to Tyson's have you been to Tyson's in December? It is a mess. Or Georgetown on a Saturday. It sounds like, from what you're telling me, the inventory is so eclectic that it covers a wide range of things that you could be looking for, whether you are ascending Everest or you're taking a nature hike in Zachary Taylor Park in North Arlington.
Well, I think that's why malls business are suffering a little bit. I think the customers coming back to local shops, I think they want more of an engagement, more of, a personal experience.
Yeah, definitely. So you said, you were talking about the one Iranian that the solo ascended to Everest, and I know you have some sort of wall that shows where everyone has gone with casual adventure gear, postcards, t-shirts, whatever it may be. So I'm guessing a lot of people come in and tell you, hey, I'm going to backpack Europe for a week, or I'm going to Patagonia and I need this. But maybe can you share one wild thing that when they told you what they were doing, you're like, really, you're doing that? Or like, wow, are you sure about that? Maybe it caught you off guard. Can you share maybe one story about that?
Yeah, we just had a lady come back and she sent us a really nice letter. She made a trek to Kilimanjaro. And we outfitted her in her jacket, her boots, and she was just so happy with the experience that she had with the product that she bought from us. So she wanted to send back a testimonial to us, just let us know how well the trip went, and thank us very much for what we did.
That's fantastic.
So it just made us feel very nice and appreciated. And she sends pictures, and she said, "Oh, here's me in the front in my yellow backpack."
That's great.
You can see it on our Facebook page.
Yeah. So with a combined 50 years of experience between you all and the 4 generations, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't selling clothing, I'd probably like to be maybe designing clothing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I enjoy gear, and I enjoy the features and benefit of gear. Not really fashion, but I like functional gear, especially today.
What about you, Eric?
I'd be getting out and about more. That it's great to be able to sell the gear. It's great to be able to hear all the stories vicariously, and certainly get the chance to travel. But I got 2 little ones and a wife, so the more of the world we can see, the better.
Awesome. Well, from the sounds of it, and I'm familiar with your business. I don't come in here every day, but I'm aware of Casual Adventure. But just hearing myself talk and listening to your answers, it sounds like you all have been adapting a lot with the changes in the market, changes in the area, from the surplus store to the outfitter store to Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. So as you continue to adapt, what's maybe one thing in 2017 that you haven't yet implemented, that you haven't yet done, that you're looking to do for this year?
We're always looking for new brands, because I think people are shopping online, so we want to make sure they come to our store and see really exciting product. So we're always looking for new products. We brought this new brand of socking called Farm to Feet. Really excited about that. It's made in Mount Airy, North Carolina. It's where Andy Griffith's show was.
Okay.
So we call it the Mayberry sock, but it's 100% American, 100% American sheep, 100% American workers.
And it's for is it for cold weather wear or warm weather, hiking, all the above?
It's all the above.
Okay.
So it's just casual, lifestyle, outdoor. In fact, they were so excited about us. We're going to have a sock called the Arlington. We're going to have our own sock.
We'll get you a pair.
I want a pair. Anything Arlington. My room, I just moved into a new condo in Roslyn, and the only 2 pictures I have on the wall are just maps of Arlington. One is the 1963-64 Arlington school zones, just because I'm a nerd and that's what I have. And the other is just some independent artist with an abstract map of Arlington. But anyways.
It's going to be an everyday sock. It'll be in all kinds of different colors. It'll look very nice with your shoes.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. So Virginia Square, Washington Boulevard, maybe you're familiar with the outdoor area of Rockland's, former Sport and Health Club. From what I've been listening, hearing, and going to meetings, there's going to be some redevelopment along the super block. What are you hearing from your end in terms of redevelopment, if anything, and where do you see that headed in terms of the store?
I don't know that one.
Okay. Well,
to be determined.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah, a lot's going on. So I think
we hope we're still here. We still enjoy our customers, and make sure every day people come in and have a great experience. We can't all give it to Amazon. So we just want to make sure everybody comes. Like Eric said, we cheers without the beer.
I hear you.
Try to do.
I hear you. All right. Well, with that being said, let's hit it with the top 3 things that you need to know about Casual Adventure. Eric, Dave, if you only had, a minute with someone, you bumped into them on the sidewalk, and you could only tell them 3 things about the business, and in those 3 things, they knew everything they need to know, what would you say the top 3 things about Casual Adventure would be?
Well, the first thing I would say, I think we have the best staff. Our staff is awesome. They're friendly, they're engaging, and they just do a great job, and we really appreciate that. And we know we're not here today because of them. We know that.
I think number 2, we are a community store. We're here in this area. We appreciate everybody that comes through our doors. We try to give a lot back to our community as well. So dollars spent locally go back into our own community, and we've been doing that for a lot of years. We continue to do that even today and in the future.
And I think the last thing, we're the only local store still in business, outdoor store still in business. So we're very pleased with that, and I think we've come a long way.
Very well said. Cool. Well, for Dave and Eric and myself, thank you very much for watching. Before we go, Eric thinks that I am dressed way too formal for Casual Adventure, so he's hooking me up with a hat and a water bottle.
So being that this is not formal adventure,
let's
we're now bestowing you with
it's Casual
one of our
Adventure
new hats. And
go.
you were sweating a little bit on camera, so now you can hydrate.
I don't.
Hydrate.
You might want to clean this hat after I take it off. But for these 2 guys, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more episodes of the Arlington Insider. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, create a productive day. Take care.